Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus Park. Want to shout out our sponsors. First, we have Defend Hawaii. They have a store in Windward Mall called No One. Go check them out on their website, also defendhawaii.com. They have a bunch of new drops for fall. Go check them out. Defendhawaii.com. Use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You'll get 15% off your entire purchase order. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply. They're your one-stop shop superstore for anything you need to detail your vehicle. They have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center, also one in Las Vegas. You can also go to their website, irepdetailsupply.com, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You'll get 15% off whatever you need. They have everything you need to detail your car, truck, van, waxes, polishes, buffers, glass cleaners, stuff to get that haze off your headlights. Go check them out. irepdetailsupply.com. Next, we have Hawaii Candy Factory, and they have their noms everywhere. I just got a bunch of noms, and I'm using them to sell for my daughter's volleyball fundraiser. You see their stuff everywhere. My favorite now is the Banana Lumpia Chocolate Bar. But go check them out, hawaiicandyfactory.com. Promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, and you'll get 10% off your purchase order. Last but not least, we have our medicinal mushroom company. We have a locally, organically grown medicinal mushroom company here in Hawaii, Medicinal Mushroom Hawaii. Right now, they have four tinctures of extracted mushrooms. We have lion's mane, chaga, turkey tail, and the red reishi. Each one of these mushrooms have a different medicinal property. So if you go onto their website, medmushroomhigh.com, you can learn about each one of these. I take every single one of these mushrooms on the daily. I take the first three in the morning with my coffee, and I'll take the red reishi at night. It helps me sleep like a champ. So go check them out, medmushroomhigh.com. Promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capitals. You'll get 45% off your first tincture of whatever mushroom you want. Go check them out. Aloha. Okay, this week my guest is somebody I had the privilege to be on his podcast, The Relationship Method. He's the host and owner of that podcast. Chris Lomboy, what's up, brother?
What's good, dog? What's good, man? The pleasure on being on your podcast, big dog.
Thank you, bro. I had a lot of fun being on your podcast. It was something that I always get excited for, being able to go on other people's shows and see what they got going on. But yours was cool. It was in person at a studio. It felt like super legit, man. That was a super cool experience for me, man. I appreciated that.
Oh no, my pleasure, man, my pleasure.
But I had a few questions just for my listeners, and I know a lot of my listeners are interested in podcasting. So
Yeah, yeah.
how did you get involved being a podcaster? How did it all start, and how'd you go about it?
Oh, okay. Long story short, I'm in the military. One of my good buddies, Elijah, he started his own podcast. It was called More Than a Uniform, and out of the blue, he asked me to be on it as a co-host. I told him straight up, I didn't know what I was doing. Um, and my vocabulary isn't like as big as his. I'm just a regular guy. But he was just like, yo, he told me that he liked the authenticity of, the way I spoke because I am from the mainland. I'm not from here. And we got it rolling from there. And then after that, he wanted to do his own thing. So he asked me if I could keep his podcast going. And I told him, like, straight up, I felt kind of weird because that podcast was his baby.
Yeah.
And I would feel kind of weird without him being on and I'm running it. So he stopped to that podcast for a while. And that's when I ventured off doing my own thing. And my podcast came from my blogs when I used to write back in high school and college. And so I asked around and I asked, like, hey, do you think I could do this, by myself? And I got a lot of feedback from my our past guests from More Than a Uniform. Asked my wife, I had some close friends because I was really hesitant before I started my own thing because I'm like an introvert, but I'm like a social introvert, you know. So when that popped off, I got a lot of yeses. I was just like, yo, know what? YOLO, skip it. You know, just do it, shoot my shot, and yeah. Ever since then, I kept that ball rolling. I got a lot of good feedback, and yeah, my topics were like they were really dumb at the time. I think I matured along the way, but yeah, that's how it all started, man. Couldn't have started without my boy Elijah.
Oh, that's super cool. So you've been doing it for how long?
Oh, this podcasting. So with him, it was like a year and some change, and with this one on my own, the relationship method, it's been 2 years now.
Oh, wow. So for a bit then.
Yeah, 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 for a cool minute. But you know, like being in the military, I'm always going like on exercises, right? And I'm always being put on orders. So these orders, I'll be gone for like a month and
Mhm.
some change. And during the weeks I want to record, I'm on like on a different island, or I'm in a I'm on the mainland for training. So that really kicks my stuff back. But when I come back, I do have like fresh things on the mind, fresh things written down. So like I'll be hitting the ball hard once I come
Mhm.
back. But man, I'll be lazy sometimes too. I'll be skipping a week or two or four. You feel me?
Yeah, once in a while I'm the same. I try to stay consistent, but like sometimes it's just like, man, I just feel like doing it. But for the
Dude,
most
I
part,
smell
yeah.
you, man. I smell you, man.
Yeah. What has been some of the challenges you had other than being available for during your recording and stuff like that? What have been some of the challenges you had keeping the podcast going and
Oh, okay. That's a good question. So one of the biggest like challenges of is I'm a parent. So me and my wife's schedule it usually conflicts because when she's off, I'm working. When I'm working, she's off. So I try to take advantage of when she's off. I could go like I have to do the whole family time thing,
yeah.
but happy wife, happy life. If I get that okay from her, man, I'd be scheduling. So that's one hard like scheduling like myself to get in there. Another one is guests, right? It's a
Yeah.
it's a numbers game. So when guests say no, it's like I don't get discouraged anymore. I used to, but yeah, it's the guest because there's so much that me and my co-host we could talk about without the outside, you
Yeah.
know. So that's one, and also when my co-hosts are they're not available, it gets a little difficult because I mean there's so much I could talk about by myself, and then
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone wants to hear just me talk. You feel me? I mean,
Yeah.
it helps when I have like eye candy. My female co-host Lori. That helps. It gets guys looking, and then it helps out when I have my boy Jay because he like he talks like from the left side of his brain. Like he's really out there. So I love his insight on a lot of things. So a combination of that, yeah, it makes it like lightweight difficult. And also when the studio was booked too,
Oh, I
when I have to
see.
like reschedule things around, and then guest canceling.
Oh,
That'd be rough. That happened to me like a handful of times, but but hey man, I keep it rocking. I try to keep something fresh on the table and stuff. But yeah, it's those things.
yeah. I understand the guest canceling or bruh, sometimes once in a great while I'll just get straight ghosted. Like I'll have everything scheduled and I'm here waiting on Zoom and nothing. I'm like texting them. It's like, bruh, I don't know. It kind of sucks, but it kind of like lets you know, like, okay, maybe they weren't meant to be on your show or what. But time frame
Real
wise
talk.
is kind of annoying. You know what I mean? Like you have a set schedules. Like for me, I'll try and record Monday or Tuesday, and then I
Uh
have the rest of the week to edit it, and then I put it out on Monday. And if
oh
I get ghosted or whatever, then I gotta scramble, find another guest, and then my editing time frame is shortened, and then you know what I
yeah.
mean? Because I always want to kind of put out a good product. But yeah, it's disappointing sometimes, and sometimes it's turns out better, maybe that person wouldn't have been a great fit for the show anyway. But it does suck. Like you're
No,
sitting and
dog, it
waiting and
does.
yeah,
It does. Like it shows like being ghosted, right? Especially with guests and like other people. It took me a while to figure this out, and now I'm like took me I'm gonna say like a year and some change. I'm realizing that it just shows like their judge a character. Like they
yeah,
can't, it takes a couple seconds to pick up your phone to text. You feel me? Like we live in this era now where you can just be like, do 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 do. We don't even have to see your face. We don't even have to hear your voice. At least give me a
yeah,
common courtesy of like, hey, my dog, I ain't coming. And then I'm like, all right, cool, peace. You feel me? So
yeah,
yeah, it just shows like a big lack of character on like the other person's part. But granted, things do come up. But I mean, like a text wouldn't hurt
yeah.
anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So what were some of the positive things you have experienced running your show and interacting with the guests that have come on? Like what were your positive things that you can take from what you've been doing thus far?
Oh shit, man. So positive things, man, a lot. Me coming from the mainland and speaking with like my guests are a lot of locals, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of things in common, besides their skin color and besides like the heritage and stuff. We do have a lot of things in common, and with this podcast and like the basis of like the relationships and stuff, we went through the same thing. Is just we went the way it ended and the way we went about it is just it was different. And then I like hearing other people's stories, their situations, and their insights on the situations that they were in. So that's like it's eye opening because uh, being on this earth for some odd years, we've all gone through the same thing. It's just the way we got there is different, and I found that out like real appeasing. And then talking to people that I would have never talked to if I never started this podcast. You feel me? Like I would have
Yeah.
never met you. I would have
Exactly.
never
Yeah.
met like, like my past guests without, shooting my shot. So I like that.
Yeah. I think I've gotten very much inspired for some of the guests. Just being on your show and hearing your story kind of inspired me a lot too. It's always cool to see other people doing kind of the same thing that I'm doing, but in their own version. What would you
Yeah.
categorize your podcast as? Like what kind of genre would you say your show is about?
Oh man. So that's funny because somebody asked me that. So it's more of like comedic
Yeah.
advice. And man, you've been on, man. We go on a tangent. So we have like a certain topic that we try to go on and we try to speak about, but then our stories come out and then we just like one topic could last 45 minutes. So
Yo.
it's a real good a podcast for like tangents. But when we try I try to answer questions from, the listeners and viewers, and a lot of the listeners they're in high school, college, 20s and up to 30s that still hasn't figured it out yet. And I'm like, I'm up there. I'm not up there. I can say my age, but I'm up there. And I still don't figure, I still don't get it. You feel me? So
Yep.
it's like, yeah, man. It's more like in the comedic kind of realm, but advice and tangency and stuff.
Yo, I definitely get it. When I was on your show, I didn't know what to expect, and then you
Yeah.
threw a curveball at me. What was the question? Something about itchy butt, and I was just
Oh
like,
hell yeah,
"Oh,
Aaron, itchy
yeah."
asshole dog.
And then I was just like, "Okay, we can do this." Like, if
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
lightened the vibe too. I kind of appreciated that. Um, what are some of the craziest situations you put your guest in? Like, what was the craziest situation you put your guest in where it got weird, or like you asked them some shit that was kind of nuts or over the top?
Oh man, so this is like when I was starting out, right? I had no filter, right? And I asked a female how did it feel to lose her top munch? Her top munch is like her top uh can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Say whatever
Her
you want.
top head eater, right? And I asked her that, and like I she was on before, but I knew that like her personality, like I felt her personality, I felt her vibe, so I knew I could, I could approach her that way. So when I asked her that, she just opened up and told me that whole situation. That was one. Another one was when I had one of my real good friends in the guard. He's gay, and then he was telling me about like his extravaganzas in Seattle and San Francisco, and all these orgy parties, the Diddy parties that he'd be going to. So it took man, he was already open out there, but then since we're like on camera and on live, it took him like not even like a minute and some change to like really get into it. And once he did, he gave us the graphic details. So it all comes down to like the sexual innuendos that I be like throwing them, but it comes to me filling them out first because I'm not just gonna
Yeah.
go throw that out to like say a conservative person. You
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
me? Like I had one person where I asked, did sex ruin porn? I mean, did porn ruin sex for men? And this person got all philosophical on me, and I'm like, okay, I know how to approach her with these types of questions, but it never got around to that again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but yeah,
Yeah, you ever say something over the top where your guest was like, "What the fuck, man?" or like just wasn't about it?
oh man, you know what? Knock on wood, that has not happened to me yet. You know,
It'll
like
happen in
no,
your
for
next
real, like
episode.
oh my god, on my daddy, man, that hasn't happened yet. I'm so thankful that um God gave me this ability to read the room, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
So so yeah, but not I've never. Well, knocking on wood again, I haven't been in that situation with yet where a guest has been like, oh no, pause, let's not talk about it because I give them the respect of before we go on. It's like, hey, is there anything that we can't talk about? Is there something that you want me to steer away from? Because I would love to have the guests, come back and return. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I try to keep that relationship and stuff. So yeah, I give that person the respect, but yeah, nothing yet. Thank goodness, man. Thank God that hasn't
Yeah.
happened.
Well, I think you keep create a good atmosphere and vibe. I definitely felt comfortable and bro, I
Man,
had a
hell
lot of
yeah.
fun. Yeah, it was super cool.
That's
I
what's up.
definitely would go on your show again. That was super cool.
That's what's up, dog.
So you're originally from California. What part of Cali? I see you got SF and what is that? A DAP shirt?
State
Yeah,
of
that
mind,
guy.
sure,
Yeah,
baby. Yeah,
exactly.
hey, you want it? You want that? No,
Yeah.
I'm from the 831. It's Marina, Monterey area, and it's right close to Santa Cruz.
Okay.
It used to be the 408, but then back in the 90s, it changed into its own 831 and stuff. It's not NorCal, it's not SoCal, but we like to call it the Central Coast. That's where like all the aquarium is. That's where like our famous golf courses is. And
Hmm.
being honest, man, like no talk. I mean, no lie. Blessed clam chowder in California.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's where I'm from, man. Like the whole Monterey County area.
So how hard was it or easy was it for you to adapt to Hawaii culture? I know there's like you said, there's a lot of similarities, but was it
Yeah, yeah.
natural for you or took some
Man,
time?
hell no, it wasn't natural for me, dog. Let me tell you this. So I'm in the military, right? And then once we were moving in, I had some locals, like some uncles, moving in my stuff, and they were trying to talk to me. And for God knows, man, I couldn't understand the guy. Like now I can, but back then when I walked, when I first set foot on the island and was receiving my things, I had to ask him like at least 5, 6 times how what he was saying. And I felt super bad, you know what I'm saying? But the culture around here, like people think I'm local already because of like my skin tone. But
Yeah,
then when I start opening my mouth, they're like, oh, this motherfucker ain't from around here, you
it's
know?
from Cali.
So
Yeah.
so I try to stay quiet. But with the old aunties and uncles, like I could speak kind of good Ilocano and Tagalog.
Oh,
So
okay.
I could communicate with them that way. And then let's see, the whole auntie and uncle thing, I'm not used to that. So it was in the military it's like yes ma'am, yes
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
yes miss. So that took them a lot off guard because they knew I was in the military because of that, and I was bald, so they're like, "Oh, military guy," and then I'm wearing my dog chains and everything. Good thing I took those motherfuckers off now. But other than that, the food I'm not used to the food out here.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm used to the manapuo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Filipino, I call it siopao. So
Okay.
when when I ask someone, it's like, "Oh man, that's siopao." They're like, "No, man, that's manapuo." I was like, all right, dude, I got you. I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I know where I'm at. I'll stay in my lane." And what else? I didn't get used to the prices out here. I tell you that.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's expensive. It's more expensive than California. So I'm just like, dang, it's an arm and leg. You really gotta be a member at Costco or be lucky enough to get in the commissary to get these types of deals, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah.
What
Manapus be
else?
expensive at 7-Eleven.
Bro, right? But
Nah.
no lie, like the 7-Eleven out here compared to California, oh man, out here is killing it.
Oh
Like
really?
compare, yeah,
What's the
compare.
difference?
Man, you ain't got the what's it called, the masubis? You ain't got that.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
the regular sandwiches, man. Over here, you got the specialty sandwiches. You got the noodles out here. They got noodles, man. They got they got regular hot dogs. You feel me? They got hot dogs out
Yeah.
here, but there's a variety of of food in 7-Eleven. I give out here, man, an A over the mainland, man. Mainland got like a D or C. The only good thing in the 7-Eleven is their coffee. But I mean, over here, you could get the same coffee, but I mean, you get the Hawaiian type coffee too, and that should be busting too.
Oh,
So
the
yeah,
mac nut
man.
flavor with the vanilla,
Bro,
yeah.
hey, you ain't lying,
Kona
dog.
shit.
Or the ones in the cans, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
cat. Hey, hey, they be busting. They be busting. But yeah.
So so how was your family when they had to adapt to Hawaii lifestyle? Or were they still
Uh
at a young?
so one thing that they hated was the heat and the humidity because we were coming from
Oh,
Washington, right? So Washington, bro, you're bundled up. You know
oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? And during the summertime, you got a hoodie and some shorts. Over here, we had to storage away all of our all of our long sleeve and all of our hoodies. You know, so that's one thing that they disliked about it. And also being in the military, right? They had to leave, their friends behind and
Hmm.
try to meet new ones and stuff. So that was pretty difficult on them. Luckily for me that my kids, like, they were somewhat close, but they could talk to each other and stuff. And also they went to one of them went to a school on post. So
Okay.
that helped him out a lot because he was in situations with just like the other kids because they're moving around too. So they had something
Yeah.
in common. My little girl, she's just a people person. She went to Leilahua High
Okay.
in Wahiwa, and there was high school kids in the military too. So she got close to those kids too, and they lived on post. So when in the friends apartment, it was kind of hard at first, but they came around because of meeting other kids in their same
Yeah.
situation. And the wife, the only thing that I think that was difficult for her was just finding a job and just getting used to like the island lifestyle because on
Yeah.
the mainland everything's like go 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 go, right? Over here it's like you could kind of cruise, you could kind of chill over here, you feel me, and you won't get in trouble.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and that's one thing that we all had to adapt to. But other than that, yeah, that was it. It was just the people, the weather, and just getting used to how it is here. Oh, the time. We
Oh
are
yeah.
3 hours, oh,
Yeah.
behind California. Man, 6 hours back from Atlanta, Georgia. Like, yeah, it's just the time, man. But good thing is we get football like 7, 8 o'clock. So I'm
Oh
waking up
yeah.
to football. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
But yeah, that was the difficult part of like moving here. Oh, and talking.
Oh,
People speaking
the pigeon.
broken
Yeah.
English, pidgin, moke,
Yeah.
especially in the military when I first got in the guard, people are already speaking moke to me, and I'm like, dog, no
Slow it
disrespect.
down.
Can you could you please slow it down because I'm not getting it, and I don't want to disrespect you like that. But yeah, just the whole language, like phrases that I'm trying to catch on, that I caught on. So yeah,
You
that's the
ever
thing
try
too.
sample any of them?
Man, okay, I be so when your voice fluctuates.
Yeah.
I start doing my boss catches me like doing that, like, oh, well, that's a thing, right? Or oh, this guy, you know what I'm saying? I haven't said kind yet, like that's not in my vocabulary, but I know what kind means. Or when people say grinds, I'm like, all right, yeah, we could go get some of that. But have I bust out? I busted out, but it's on purpose. It's never on accident. You feel me? Like I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
try too hard. I don't want someone to be like, hey, hey. I'm like, oh no, dude, no disrespect, dog. I'm not trying. I'm not trying. But yeah, but my voice, the octaves of my voice, I sometimes feel that it's
That
coming out naturally now.
yeah, you're starting to
Yeah,
get that local twang.
yeah, like, this guy. But yeah, I mean, it still comes out funny. Like my wife says, when I try speaking it, like when I'm forcefully speaking it, I sound British. So I'm just like, oh no, dude, I ain't even gonna try. Oh, bro, I ain't gonna try.
So when you're done with military, do you think
Yeah.
you're gonna stay here or you think you're gonna go back to the mainland or
Oh, I'm definitely staying here. I would
oh
like
nice.
my little ones. They're in elementary school right now, but once they're done with high school, I mean, I think that's when it'll be me and my wife's turn to like dip out and go back to the mainland and live on the road. Because the plan is, I'm gonna let y'all know my plan. So my plan is for retirement is when I go on the mainland. Hopefully, I have a truck by then and a boat
Oh,
and a trailer. And I do not want to live in no house. I just want to live in my trailer and then just go like to Canada, Mexico, just travel the
nice.
U.S. You feel me? And then the kids will be in school in college, so I could just drop on in and be like, "Hey, where the party at?" You feel me? And then the mom be like, "Where the party at? Where are we at?" So that's the plan, man. But other than that, the military, like being honest, coming from active to National Guard, it's cake. You know that
Oh,
the active
nice.
side, I'm doing it like 24/7, Monday through Sunday. It's the same thing, repetition. We're training. But in the guard, you're only doing it for like a month or like a week in a month. And compared to the active side, that is pie, man. So every time I'm at drill, dude, I'm a super soldier, you know what I'm saying? Uh no lie. On the active side, I didn't care as much because I wasn't like as motivated because I'm doing it every day. But
Yeah.
every month, when I see like my people, like I get excited to see my folks on the drill side. So yeah, man. Shit, I went on a tangent right there. But but no, we stay in here until I guess until the babies dip out for high school.
Nice.
Yes,
So
sir.
I gotta ask you, and you kind of got a little bit of head start on me. Your daughter
Oh,
is in high school or graduated?
she's in
And
college now.
oh, okay, so you
Yeah,
went through all that. My daughter just started high school. She's a freshman.
I'm gonna pray for you, dog.
I know exactly. So how was navigating being a father
Yeah.
to a daughter in high school and kind of navigating not giving her too much space, but not like kind of
Oh, I feel you.
helicopter. Yeah,
I know
like
where you. I know you give her one of these,
yeah,
and then you give her one of these.
yeah.
No,
It's
but
like being her friend, but being her parent as well. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh man. So that's. I don't want to say it's easy, but with my daughter and I's relationship, because I was a single parent, right?
Okay.
And like me and her, we developed that relationship where she could tell me anything, and I could tell her stuff, and like we could cuss at each other. So I think it's that bond that we have, and then also in high school, uh, they're more mature now. Like their brains are more mature, so they could come
Yeah.
out and speak to them. And also, as long as you don't have them on the leash, because you heard that if they have strict parents, once they get out of the house, they get to go buck wild, right? So I think when you have that foundation of like I trust you until you break my trust,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like then it's cool. And then with all the I don't know like the sex going around nowadays, as long as like she's understanding, like, hey, one, gotta be safe. Two, practice abstinence. You feel me? Or three, like if you're really goal oriented, just keep that in mind. You like the whole boy thing, it's gonna happen. But as of right now, just chill back and just have fun. And that's one thing that I told my daughter is to have fun. Don't be tied down in high school. Like experience like being a kid still, because once you
Yeah.
dip out, once you graduate, man, 18, dude, like the whole thing changes, like you're ready to vote. 18, like as parents, we have the right to kick them out. Bruh,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. Well, wait till these kids turn 18, man. They get in the boot, man. I'm telling you. No, but with my daughter, man, like I was lucky enough she had a good head, and like to prepare you, I think it's when she's talking, you just gotta listen, man. Like don't wait, don't put in your 2 cents right away. Just
Hmm.
listen to her talk, let her vent, because that's all she wants. All she wants is to just speak her stuff and just be like, oh, okay. Just like, just like just a woman, right? When
Yep.
a woman is like talking, you should be like, nah, for real, man, no way. And then you get them little tidbits and be like, well, did Bianca do this? And then they keep on talking, like, oh man, no way. But then I think it's just listening to them. And then when they finally ask, like, yo, what's your opinion on it? Then you could really put in, your 2 cents on the conversation. But I think it's just having that open relationship and not real and letting that string go just a little bit.
Yeah.
But still putting it down though.
Yeah. I think that's some golden advice you just gave. And I think you're absolutely right. Listening is a lot of the key. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my hangups is not listening. Like you said, as
Oh,
soon as you start hearing something, you want to fix it or add in your 2 cents right away.
yeah.
It's sometimes it's better to back off and let them say everything that they need to say before you even chime in. That's golden advice. I gotta practice that more,
Oh,
especially
definitely.
with my daughter and my fiance as well. I gotta
Oh
learn to shut my
man.
mouth a lot more
Yeah, right.
and
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, man. So man, I mean, like, we just gotta learn, because we as men, we tend to fix things right away.
Exactly.
Sometimes we just gotta
Yeah.
just let it back and just let them, like, because when they start talking, I'm gonna say like 6 out of 10 times they'll figure it out on themselves while talking. So
Yeah.
we don't even have to fix things, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
In your opinion, how is being a parent now versus being like a parent back in the day, like how your parents were? Like say you're how is what do you think the pros and cons are being a parent now versus being a parent when our parents were parents?
Oh man, that's easy. The whole internet thing. It's the internet, it's the phone, it's the whole goddamn social media. Because back in my day, our day, right?
Yeah.
We had AOL chat rooms. You know what I'm saying? ASL pick please. That's
Yep.
all. That's
Yep.
all we needed. Now we have to worry about, like say the dating apps, right? We have to worry about that. We have to worry about like these kids being easily influenced by, like, say, by an influencer,
Oh
and
yeah.
then social media has so much pressure on these kids nowadays. It's like, oh, you want to die? Oh, well, fucking do it. You won't do it, chicken, da 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 da, and then boom, person, a little kid does the damn thing, or they're copying what they're seeing on TV. It's super easy accessible to the like internet for the kids, opposed to back in our time, or back in the day when my dad was raising me. Like, I knew the rules. Like, I had to be home before the light turns on,
Yeah.
bruh. No ands, ifs, or but. If I'm not home, I'm getting my ass whooped. Over here,
Exactly.
I mean, nowadays, dog, they could call child protection, or they could tell a teacher, or if they tell a friend, the friend could tell a teacher, and then that's your whoop, whoop, that's your
Yeah.
ass. You feel me? So that's one big difference. And then one thing is, as you and I talked about this too, is that we were back in the day, we were brought up a little bit more tougher.
Yeah.
This generation now is like it, I don't want to say it, but I have to. They're a little soft.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're super soft. And like we grew up with spankings. Their spanking is like it's like, oh,
Timeout.
taking, yeah, timeout or taking the phone away, right? But you got to
Yeah.
be smarter, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm known to take off the door. You feel me? Like you got to be smart, man.
That
What's
happened
what's
to
the
me
no?
before.
You know what I'm saying? The number one thing that like a teen hates is not having privacy. Well, then shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking that privacy away and not whooping your ass. You
Yeah.
know. But I think it's just the whole internet thing and social media because everything's so easily accessible. Back in our time or in my parents' day, we would have to go through the phone book to look for some answers, or we would just figure it out on ourselves. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think we're smarter. My parents were smarter back in the day too because they brought in their customs from the motherland, right?
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
here now, like nowadays, parents they're not bringing their old customs to the kids. So like the whole root, the whole foundation is not whole, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, so I try to instill that with my kids. Like I still try to watch Filipino movies with them, even though they don't understand. But I mean, they could watch. You feel me? Like they could
Yeah.
try to get the context of shit. But yeah, I just think it's that's like different from my parents' generation opposed to how we're handling it now.
You're right. I think for sure my dad would definitely been arrested if he was
Right? Oh
living
my
now.
god, with all this shit that
Yeah.
man, whoop, whoop, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. My daughter has it lucky. But how was navigating social media with your daughter in high school? Like
Ooh,
making
you know
sure she's
what?
not, were you like jumping on her phone? Were you like sneaking on her texts? Like, how would you do that? Or just let it ride?
So with my daughter, man, like again, like I got lucky with this one because with her, it's we shut it down like at 7:30. So I tell her,
Okay.
I was like, hey man, you better put in your last Texas now because the rule is no phones in your bedroom after this certain time, right? And
Oh.
then I try to limit her time, but dude, lucky for me, she was on Musically. I don't know if you remember that app.
Mm.
Musically is when they would sing a song on some type of on some type of app and then they do some dance and stuff. But she was on that heavy. But the whole like trying to look for guys and stuff, nah, she used her phone a lot for just texting and all that. So I got lucky with my boy. That motherfucker's on his phone a lot. So it's like that we can't pass, but then as parents, we know when your kid is off, right? So when your kid's off, it's like it's our time to do a little bit of investigating. But then luckily for me too, my boy he has good friends and he confides in his friends, and his friends tell the wife because my wife, I guess, is cool with the friends, right? They ain't cool with me. They're cool with the wife. So she would tell me what's popping, and I would lay it down that way. But the whole like going on their phone thing, I think it's okay to do so, but then don't bring it up unless you really have to. Like if you
Mm.
see like a text message thread or
Yeah.
whatever of like them doing something or them having these feelings, I say, just let them out, let them do their thing. But unless they come at me and ask me, then I won't speak it into existence. You feel me?
Mm. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's how we took with the whole phone situation, the whole social media thing. And like luckily for us, and luckily for me, I didn't see anything incriminating on those text messages. I don't mind the porn. I mean, who fucking doesn't look at porn? You know, I mean that's how I learned my stroke. Why not, right? Um, uh, but
Educational, man.
yeah, it is right. But I mean, everything else, man. It's like sometimes I will like look through the browser, but then there's nothing. So like I think it just takes that one time. Like if I look in your phone and I don't see anything, well then shit. I might not even look in your phone again because I'm
Yeah.
trusting you. So
Yeah.
it's that whole trust thing.
All right. Was it easier to trust? Like everybody said, I trust my kid, but I don't trust their friends. And then,
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
That's a good one, dog.
Because my daughter has a little ratchet friend that been wilding out, and like I don't know if I want her around that person, but you know what
I
I
feel you.
mean? Like,
I feel you, man. It's one of bro. It's one of those things where you gotta trust your kid to make that right judgment. I know peer pressure is a bitch, right?
yeah,
But unlike before and now, before we didn't have an out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now they have an out to where they could text or they could call someone like, "Yo, I feel real uncomfortable right now. I'm out. Get an
yeah,
Uber and I'm gone." Opposed to back in the day, where are you gonna go? You feel me? You have no phone. You have no way to get home unless you drove.
yeah,
But now, like, I think now it's that whole trust with with your little one. You really like that. That's where that whole communication comes in. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because at the
yeah,
end of the night, she'd be like, "Yo, pop, this shit motherfucking happened," and then you could be like, "Oh," you could totally go ballistic, be like, "Oh, what the fuck did you do?" Or it's like, "Oh, so what happened? What'd you do?" You know?
yeah,
So I think it's like it's that whole communication and that whole trust.
yeah,
But nowadays, kids have that out.
yeah.
You know? So
I just,
the
I
whole
just,
ratchet friend thing, goddamn.
yeah, yeah. She's a little ratchet, but I just had this conversation with my daughter where
Yeah, yeah.
she's like, they have their homecoming dance and stuff, and I
Okay.
had to let her know because it's coming up this weekend, and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I don't care what time it is, where you're at, whatever's going on. If there's a situation and you want, like you said, want to get out of it, call
Yeah,
me
yeah.
up. I'll come get you. You're not
Yeah.
going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even be mad. It like I would want you home and safe and feel free to call. Like to give
Yeah.
her, like you said, give her that out. I'll be
Mm,
down for it. And as much of a parent that would want to come out and be like, "Hey, what the fuck happened? Were you drinking? What?" You know what I mean? Like, I would have to
yeah.
pump the brakes and just be able to give her that comfort where I can call my dad no matter what, any second, and he'll come get me. I'll be safe, and I don't need to worry about him blowing up at me.
Real
I
rap.
had that,
No, that's
yeah.
yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
that.
that's similar with what you had with your
Oh no,
daughter,
I
but
did. Yeah, I
yeah,
did. I did have a talk with my daughter about that one. Um, so with that, the conversation that we had was, I told her I was like, "Yo, whatever you do, just holler at me. Like give me at least give me the update courtesy.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna like blow up like so. Yo, I'm at a friend's house. I'm drinking. I'm like, okay, be careful. Or oh, I'm in a hotel room. This and the third. I was like, okay, I hope you're not there in a hotel room by yourself. Like I'll say my two
yeah.
cents, but then at the end, I'll be like, yo, be careful, hit me up, you know? So with
So
that,
would
it's
you be able to
yeah.
sleep after that?
No, but see, I would, I would definitely like turn on their location. I'd be like, yo,
Oh
man,
yeah,
out of respect for me and, I'm still your dad. I'm still your parent. Like, at least have
yeah,
your location on just in case you don't hit me back up. I know where you're at. I know where to
yeah,
get you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's one of those things like as a parent, we got to think like freaking like five steps ahead because these
We gotta
kids are
be
smart
playing
as hell.
chess.
You feel
Yeah,
me?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we got to think all that, like all of our contingency plans and stuff. We got to think that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like as a parent,
yeah,
we have to. So yeah, like it's the whole open communication, and it's being more like picking and choosing your words and when to present them.
yeah. I understand
Yeah,
that, and I agree. I'm definitely going down that road. So
I'm
I
gonna pray
wanted
for
to
you,
get,
dog.
yeah, I wanted to get
I'll
some
pray
of
for
your
you, dog.
input for somebody who's been through that. And like you said, you were a single dad, and I'm a single
Yeah,
dad, and I feel like I have that same conversation attribute with my daughter how you guys have, where it's pretty open and pretty we don't hide much from each other, and my daughter feels like she can tell me anything. I think that's super important.
yeah,
Yeah.
y'all comfortable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
said, you got that bond, but when it comes to, the girl things, you better talk to the
Yeah.
female, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know how that shit works, you feel?
Oh yeah. When she had first had her period, I was losing it. I was calling
Bruh.
everybody. My
I was like,
sister, you need to come down here. I didn't think this shit was going down for another year and a
uh,
half. Like,
you ain't lying, dog. You ain't
yeah.
lying.
I don't know what to do. Put some newspaper down or some
Right?
shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like what is this?
Yeah.
A napkin? I don't know,
Yeah. I don't
man.
know.
I don't know.
Well, to kind of veer off and kind of stay on how your podcast is, I wanted to do the
Yeah.
same thing or some random questions.
Man, hell yeah,
Um,
let's do it.
what is the craziest thing you've ever eaten? And you're
Oh,
Filipino, so you must have ate some crazy shit.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I would say the usual bullet, right?
Yeah, I
But
got a bullet story.
one of my oldest kid, my oldest boy, we went to the candy factory in Ala Moana.
Okay.
This motherfucker, he bought the hottest gummy bear or something.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen those
I
or
seen
like
those.
heard?
Yeah.
All right, so he bought me one. He was like, "Hey," he calls me Chris. He was like, "Hey, Chris, would you try it if I bought one?" And I was like, "Man, I ain't no pussy, so yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it." I like spicy food, bro. When I tried this motherfucker, oh my god, I ate this right. I felt that John like from my neck going all the way down to my stomach, and I felt it sit in my stomach. That hole was hot, right? I drank. Me and him were like pounding milk. That wasn't happening. So my stomach, I was sweating. Like you could see my shirt, like it was drenched. That's how hot this gummy was. And I messed up because I held it in my hand, didn't wash
Oh.
my hands. So my dumbass was like, damn, this shit. And then my eyes would start burning. So I was like, man, so I'm going to say like the next like 2 hours, 2, 3 hours after I like engulfed of that gummy, dude, it was like super, I was so uncomfortable. Like I couldn't poop it out. Oh, when I
Oh.
finally pooped that out, my gosh. Talking about this, yeah, dog. Bro, my shit. I had to watch that shit, man. Oh my god, it was the
Put
worst. I think,
Vaseline.
yeah, like that was the worst. But I think like the most interesting thing I ate was I was chilling with my dad, and it was like I ate quail and I ate snail.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was pretty weird to me because I'm a teen. I'm like, what the heck? What is this?
Like
Like
escargot or like a snail off the fucking street.
oh,
Oh,
escargot,
okay, okay,
escargot.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, what
Yeah.
the heck? So after I ate that, I was like, man, this is cake, man. I could probably eat anything. Like if I don't know what it is, I could be eating dog paws, right? But if I don't know what it is, dog, I'll grub until you say something. I'll be like, oh, dude, oh,
That's leopard pancreas you're eating right there.
exactly. Dog, the whole glass shatters. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the snail and the quail that was like the weirdest thing I ate. Because back in Washington, I had one of my hick homeboys, and he would hunt raccoon and
Oh
squirrels
sh.
and stuff. But he would cook it too, like in the barracks. He would cook that, and he even cooked it in the field too. And then I was like, "Oh, dude, this is bomb. What is this?" And then he told me, I was like, "Ooh, ooh, what the hell, dog?" But I mean, it took me like I was like,
It tasted good until you knew what it was.
"Yeah, it tasted good until I knew what it was," and I was like, "Man, you just ruined it for me, bro." But you know, when you're hungry, you're hungry. So like, yeah, I ate that shit too. But that wasn't as weird as eating the snail because snails that
Yeah.
to me that's slimy. Like
Yeah.
that's more nastier than liver. To me,
Hmm.
that's more nastier than liver. So yeah, it was snail and quail.
All right. I had a bullet story. I used to work at the gas station, and this old Filipino man used to always come put gas.
Yeah.
And me and my coworkers, he would always have balut, and he would always be like, "Yeah, this balut makes you hard all the time," and like he's
That's what
just
I heard too.
yeah, yeah. And then I forget one day we were talking, and not the me and my coworkers were talking,
Yeah.
and I was young and talking shit, and I said, "Yeah, if that guy ever comes back, I'll eat one of his baluts." And sure enough, bruh, he showed up and he had it. I guess like he always had it. So he showed up and then I had to eat it because I was talking shit. And bro, that was the most craziest thing I've eaten because there's feathers in it and you can
Yeah,
it crunches. You
the
feel like
beak.
yeah, the beak. And I was like, oh, I was like one of the most memorable times where my mouth got me into trouble.
Oh man, would you
have you
eat it?
eaten that?
Oh yeah, I like that stuff. Like I eat it
Oh
with
no.
salt and Tabasco.
Oh.
Like if I could get that, if I could eat that like once a week, I can. Like my daughter, she likes it, and I thought she wouldn't, but she
Oh.
eats that like on a constant with my dad, her grandpa, back in Cali. So, but yeah, but look, I like that stuff, especially like the was it the yellow part of the
Oh.
egg? That stuff is fire, but the whole bird, man, like my secret to that is just gulping it down, like not even chewing it, just swallowing it. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
So
But
does
yeah.
it work? Does it get you?
Wait, hold on. One time, did it get me horny? Man, that's a fucking myth, man. Tell
That's
them
a myth.
Filipino people to stop lying. Them motherfuckers are lying, man. Don't listen to those fuckers.
That's hilarious. All right. What is some of your pet peeves?
Oh, dude. One current right now is uh when dishes are washed and when I check them, I gotta rewash them because they're dirty as hell.
That's
That's
kids, right?
one.
Yeah.
That's like major, man. Next is
That's
pet
a good
peeves
one.
is let's see oh when a woman or like when my wife has dirty fingernails. That's like
Oh,
that's like a to me. Because I'm
yeah.
like, oh come on, like my nails, like I don't get manicures and shit, but my shit's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
It's
They I,
clean.
they clean. Maybe it's because I was washing them dishes, right? But another pet peeve is like just I hate clutter. And
Oh,
but
okay.
right as you can see, like my kids is shit. But I hate clutter because like I grew up in a not even I grew up in the project, so it's like not even a one bedroom. I grew up in the living room, right? And there was like so many things in this living room that I couldn't walk around, and I hated that shit. So that's like one of like the biggest peeves:
Oh.
clutter and just rewashing other motherfuckers' dishes.
That's
Bro,
good one.
right?
That's gonna start being mine's one too.
Right?
My
Just oh man, it's like, dude,
yeah.
it ain't that hard. Like
Yeah.
you see
You don't
it,
see
dog. Like
this? Yeah.
right, you see it. You see the stain, dog.
Would you-
Clean that hole, man.
yeah. How can you
Bruh.
think this was clean? Yeah.
I'm saying. But I
Yeah.
mean, dog, there's gonna be a day where I'm gonna blow up. Where my
Yeah.
cup is not
It's
as full
coming.
yet.
It's
But once
coming.
that motherfucker starts overflowing,
Yeah.
boy, my mouth is gonna get me in trouble, man. I'm telling you that right now. You can catch a case, man. I might catch a case on this one.
I think my pet peeves is would be when you're out to dinner with a girl and she's on her phone. Oh, I left a bitch at
Oh,
Asagio's because of that.
for
Like, bro,
real.
I cannot, bruh. It drives me
You're like this?
nuts. Yeah, like you're trying to
Yeah.
have a conversation and you paying for the meal. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? It's like, she went bathroom and I got the fuck out of there. I
Oh,
left
for
her.
real?
Yeah,
You
this was
left
a
her with the
while
tab
ago. Yeah.
left her with the tab too?
Yep. Everything. I gone. I was gone.
Dang. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, when you're on a dinner with a female, and let's say this is before you became when you had your fiance, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all play the tab game where you got the tab and then you just linger it to see if
Nah,
she would
I
be
would
like,
snatch it.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done that several times to see like if the woman would want to
Have
pay or go half
action.
seas.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be like, prolonging the
You're gonna
check.
put
You
in
know what
on
I'm
this. You're gonna
saying?
put in on
Yeah,
this.
right. I'll be
Yeah.
prolonging, but then at the end of the night, I'll be like, oh, I got it. But then
Yeah.
I want to see the effort too. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got it too. I got it. I got it. Like, oh, all right, thank you. But I was just playing. I got this. Yeah.
I had a situation with a girl who had a weird pet peeve. She didn't want the toilet paper. You know how like you put the toilet paper on the roll and it comes down this way?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
She wanted it to come down the other way.
No,
And it was
that's some
like,
OCD shit.
yeah.
That's an
And
OCD
what
situation.
made me forget rid of her ass is she switched mine
Wait,
in my house.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I would
I was like, okay.
cut
Honestly,
it
it did
out,
would
dog.
I
Cut
probably
it
wouldn't
out.
even have noticed. But the
Uh,
fact that she told me that she did it was like, oh no, you're out.
oh, see, if she was smart, she would have kept that discreet and let you find out. And
Yeah.
then if I was that female, I would have been like, babe, you've been doing this
Yeah.
to really mind fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I would have like, babe, that, you did this. You did this, not me. It was you. I'm like, what? But no, I feel you, man. Like that is a good pet peeve too. Like I get annoyed. Like I have to change it if I see
Yeah.
that. Like the toilet paper going this way. I change it myself. Like I want to make a big deal out of it, but then as men, we gotta pick and choose our battles. You
Yeah.
know,
I was gonna
and
go
that's
to
a
her house when
battle,
she was at home and fuck with all her toilet paper.
dude. You should have. Oh, that would have been so funny. That would have been
Just
so
imagine me
funny.
getting arrested. Oh, you breaking into the house, or were you stealing? I'm like, just switching a toilet
Just switching toilet
paper.
paper around. Like what the fuck? Like boy. That would have been funny. That would have been a funny story. It's like, man, you see that motherfucker fat on 11 o'clock news, man.
Yeah.
That boy, his bell is bells for like $200 for what? You know, toilet paper switching. That's funny.
Okay, I got one more. What was your favorite cartoon character growing up?
Oh man, that's a good one. I had several, man. Growing up,
We had way better cartoons than they have now, that's for sure.
dog,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
I was super into Voltron.
Oh shit. Okay.
People don't know what Voltron is, but I was super into Voltron. I was super into dude, I don't know the name of it, but it had Kid Icarus, it had Mega Man, it had a regular guy on it that had the power glove, and then the Nintendo gun, and then the Nintendo controller as a belt. That's an old one. Cartoon wise, oh, Roger Rabbit. I was into that deep.
Oh.
Roger Rabbit, and then Howard the Duck. That wasn't a cartoon, but I was
Yeah.
deep into that movie. What else was I into? I mean, of course, the Looney Tunes.
Oh, that's
That was
mine.
always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not the not Babs and Buster, but like I'm talking about like the
The old
OG.
school. Yeah.
Yup, like Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
And, you
Yosemite
know,
Sam. Yeah.
yup, yeah. I like I like those were my go tos. And then once I got a little bit older, I was into dude. For some reason, I was into Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yep. That's a
I was
good
into
one.
Ren and Stimpy. Powdered Toast Man, dog. That motherfucker flew backwards with
Yeah.
his cheeks, dog, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Where do you come up with this shit, man? That and then what else? Oh, my dumbass Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, yep. That's some good
It
shit.
was just
Yeah.
funny to me. What else? Cartoons. I think that was it. That was like the majority of the cartoons. And also like, the morning cartoon
The
specials, like
Saturday
Saturday
morning.
morning.
Yeah.
Yup. Like I was on that motherfucker religiously. 6 a.m. to like 10.
Yeah.
That
Eating
was it.
Cheerios, dry Cheerios.
I'll
Yeah.
do that later, mom.
Yeah.
I'll do that later, dad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, it was those hoes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same, bro. Looney Tunes was my religion, bro. I was all
Yeah.
about Bugs Bunny and Marvin. For some reason, I like Marvin the Martian.
Crazy thing they say that a
Yeah.
lot of females back in the day loved that dude
Oh,
for no
great.
reason,
Yeah.
bro. I'm like, why?
This
Man,
guy's
this
trying to blow up
motherfucker,
Earth and shit.
right? He can't even speak English right,
Yeah.
and you like him. But yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah, cartoons now I don't know. Even my when my daughter was little, like they're trying to teach people shit and learn
Oh,
stuff.
that's
Like,
facts. That's
yeah,
facts.
when we were growing up, fucking like Bugs Bunny was just trying to mess with people, and
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
coyote is
yeah.
trying to kill the chicken or the roadrunner.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
like violence back in the day, like I guess our generation was pretty damn smart because we didn't try and copy them, right?
yeah,
It
exactly.
was just all entertainment. But
Yeah,
now it's like the cartoons have a deeper meaning. It's like,
yeah,
damn, like no way. I don't want to think when I want to watch cartoons. I just want to see, just see entertainment. I want to see a flashbang. I want to see
yeah,
someone get hit by plywood. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
I
now
just
it's like
seen a
cartoons
meme
are
like
deep.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
I
for
just
real?
seen a meme. It was a picture of the coyote getting blown up, and they said, when we were young, we didn't do what we seen on TV because we weren't motherfucking stupid. We're like,
Right, right, man. And
yeah,
now instead of that, man, you got kids blowing up, man. Yeah, man.
yeah.
That's just a whole different stuff. Yeah,
All right, man. Well, it's been about an hour, and I appreciate you taking time from your family. And we need to do the either you come on my show or I come on your show once a year. I think we got to keep this going. I enjoy your conversation, and I think it's super fun for our listeners as well.
man. Hell yeah. I
Yeah,
feel you, man. I feel you. Real rap.
yeah. Um, where can people find you on the internet as well as your podcast?
Oh, okay. Got two. My main one is Crispy Lumpia. That's CHRISPY. Lumpia is spelled LUMPIA. And the Relationship Method podcast. It's called the Relationship Method. It's TheRealationshiPmethod. God damn, that's a lot of words. That's
If
a
they
lot of
can't
letters,
spell
man.
that, then they don't need to listen to it.
Real is REAL. That's all you got to remember.
Yeah.
Relationship Method, REAL. But Crispy Lumpia, it's my name, Chris PY Lumpia. Let's make that simple. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right on. And for us, ours is Above the Bridge podcast on Instagram, YouTube, website is atbpod.com, and my Instagram is daddy high. Any shout outs, bro?
Oh man, no. Shout out to you, man, for putting me on, man. Thank you for coming on mine. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to be on yours. Dude, shout out to my wife for handling the kids, making dinner while I do this thing, having them upstairs while I'm downstairs. Thank God, right? And shout out to the people with the open ears and for listening us jibber jab our shit.
Yep. I agree, Brad. That's super cool. And I always get excited to see other podcasters do their things and have conversations with them. I
Yeah,
think our community is kind of small right now, especially here in Hawaii, but it's growing.
yeah,
And I always like the concept of a rising tide floats all boats. So if you're succeeding and I can help it, it'll always come back. And I think as a community, it's always going to help each other. And I appreciated the fact that you reached out and wanted to have me on your show. I thought that was super cool, bro. So thank you for that, man. And thank you for coming on my show.
Oh no, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Right on.
We're
Well,
together,
shakas
man. We're
for yeah,
together.
we're doing this shit together. Shakas for the cameras.
Hell yeah.
Right on. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.